MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. I want to put out a video talking about UFC 200. Now we all know UFC is going to do their best job to put out the absolute most impressive product at UFC 200. The UFC knows UFC 200 is a huge deal. Tons and tons and tons of casual fans will be buying the pay-per-view on July 9th for UFC 200. Of course, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, the rematch, would have helped sell way more tickets and way more pay-per-views. But it's looking like they're not going to be on the card. It's looking like Conor McGregor won't be fighting at 200. And Nate Diaz, he only wants to fight if it's Conor McGregor. He only wants a big payday or he's going on vacation, he said. So, let's, for fun, assume that the UFC is not going to give in, which at this point I don't think they will. They're not going to give in to Conor, so he'll stay officially off the card. Now, it's a good card regardless of Diaz and McGregor, but it's not a good card for UFC 200. The UFC's been, what they did with UFC 100, it was a milestone. They had a stacked card. The UFC wants to replicate that. They want to duplicate that. They want to make sure that UFC 200 breaks the pay-per-view record. And with McGregor-Diaz rematch, it would have, hands down. Now that fight's probably not going to be on the card, you got to look for another fight to possibly replace that one. As the UFC, they want to make sure that they get as many people buying this card. And, the best way to get people to buy a pay-per-view event is having a great lineup with big stars, marketable big stars, So, Jon Jones last night just defeated Ovin St. Preux, OSP, unanimous decision. It was a dominating fashion. Check out my post-fight thoughts. I put out a video earlier today on that fight. Now, Jon Jones, after the fight, said that his foot and his shin is a little banged up, a little bruised from all the kicks he threw. So he's going to go back and ice that, and he'll be back in the gym later this week, he said. And he also said at the press conference that Jon Jones is willing and wants to fight at UFC 200 against Daniel Cormier. That would be a quick turnaround for Jon Jones. We were looking at 3 months away. It's 3 months away, that fight. And, Jon Jones hopefully can make that turnaround. I think he can. He said he can. Sometimes, after the fight, you're speaking on adrenaline, on emotions. But let's hope that fight could be added. That would be huge. That would save UFC 200. Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier, number 2, the second fight, that would be huge. If that doesn't get added to UFC 200, there's also a lot of talk about GSP returning. Now, GSP could fight. If they give Nate Diaz GSP, I think Nate Diaz would take that fight at 200. There's a lot of money. Nate Diaz just wants a big fight. If it's not Conor McGregor, GSP is a pretty close second. It's gonna generate him a lot of money. But there's also, GSP could fight for the title at 170 against Robbie Lawler. So we might see, Robbie Lawler, GSP, GSP, Nate Diaz, maybe one of those, or hopefully Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier too. I'm really hoping Cormier and Jones fight at 200. That would be perfect. And Conor and Nate, they can fight at in New York in Madison Square Garden. So we'll see. I just wanted to put out a video, giving my take on this. Let me know what you guys think. It's interesting. The card is still stacked. Whether they leave the card as is, I'm still gonna purchase the card. I can't wait. A lot of great fights. You're gonna have guys like Johnny Hendricks. I'm gonna be on the prelims. So it's a stacked card. I also want to yeah, no, I mean, I guess I pretty well covered it all. But anyway, like I said, let me know what you guys think. And let me know what fight you want to see most be added to that fight. Now, Dana White also said there will be 3 title fights that weekend. You know, there's 3 days of fights. You got RDA fighting on the 7th, Joanna and Jacek fighting on the 8th, and UFC 200 pay-per-view card is on the 9th. And Dana White did say that there will be 3 title fights. So they're looking like they're going to add another one. Probably Robbie Lawler, I'm guessing. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. I'm on Instagram as well, MMA Boxing Talk. But that's it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe. Peace out.